Why are we here? We're here to talk about these two idiots here that I'm going to refer to as Pepper and Salt. Now, why would I call them Pepper and Salt? Because they live life ass backwards. They do everything ass backwards, and we're going to talk about this story in a way that might not sit well with your sensibilities, but nonetheless, there was an injustice that happened to this little boy. His name is Levi Cole Ellerbe. Levi Cole Ellerbe was only 6 months old, okay? And it's from a city that I cannot pronounce, and I had to actually pull up a way to pronounce this. Natchitoches or Natchitoches. I don't know how to pronounce it, but it's in Louisiana. If y'all know what I'm talking about, it's Natchitoches. I looked online, and there's a bunch of different ways that you can pronounce it. None of them are going to be right. Again, don't charge it to my heart. Charge it to the fact that I just can't pronounce it. There was a funeral that was scheduled for 6-month-old Levi Cole Ellerbe. The baby was reported as kidnapped Tuesday and then later found burned in a forest nearby the home in this city I cannot pronounce. Good Lord. Natchitoches. However you pronounce it, whatever, okay? But it was in Louisiana, and the funeral was going to take place in Winfield at a Southern funeral home. Now, the baby's mother, by the name of Marie-Nicole Barker, who was 23 years old, reported that her son was missing, as she said, 2 men knocked on her door and then sprayed her in the face with mace in Mayberry Trailer Park. Okay? Now, later, officials found the baby in a fire burning next to some railroad tracks on Brenda Avenue, and Ellerbe, the baby, was transported, and he was actually transported while he was alive. After he was doused in gas and set on fire, he was transported to a hospital, but he later died at that hospital at University Health in Shreveport. Can you guys imagine that? A 6-month-old baby was set on fire and lived through the blaze. That little boy that you're looking at on my screen lived through a blaze and was set on fire. Of course, he succumbed to his injuries at the hospital. Now, while you guys are watching this stream, if you would, just please click that thumbs up. That'll show support for this stream. It'll also let other people know that we're live. So if we could, let's try to get as many thumbs up as people are watching if we could. And I know that you guys can do that on your own, so I don't want to have to remind you, okay? Now, let's move on. Here's the update. That mother, again, by the name of Marie-Nicole Barker, who, let me get her picture up on the screen so y'all can know which one I'm talking about, because we're talking about a couple of ladies here, okay? This one right here, Marie-Nicole Barker, as you can see from the screen, is 23 years old. But this happened a little while ago. But she was accused of instructing her girlfriend, who was the black lady on the right-hand side, instructed her girlfriend to douse her baby in gasoline and burn him to death. And she may be put to death following a motion by prosecutors. The state of Louisiana announced last week that they will pursue the death penalty against Marie-Nicole Barker, 23 years old, if she's found guilty of murdering her 6-month-old son, Levi Cole Ellerbe, in July of 2018. Now, prosecutors say that the lesbian mother instructed her girlfriend at the time by the name of Felicia Marie-Nicole Smith. Interesting name. This woman, or this guy or this girl, I don't know if she was a guy or girl in this relationship. I don't know. Not going to really follow that. But nonetheless, Felicia Smith, who was 26 years old, was instructed by a younger girlfriend to kill her son on her behalf. Now, how crazy is that? Barker initially claimed her baby was being kidnapped after 2 men knocked on her door in Louisiana, and that word I can't pronounce, Natchitoches or whatever, in her home, pepper sprayed her in the eyes before running off with her child and setting her child on fire. Now, I want you guys to understand that this is now becoming a common trend all of this year, where I've done plenty of stories where women have been blaming these phantom random men for something that they've done themselves. How many of you guys can attest that y'all have heard me do streams and talk about these women blaming random phantom men for something you find out they did themselves? I want you guys to also notice another dynamic. Tommy has also talked about the fact that lesbian relationships, based on the statistics, don't get mad, it's just a statistic, that lesbian relationships based on domestic relationships have the highest level of domestic violence of all types of relationships. We claim women to be these awesome and fallible people. They are the most violent to themselves and they are the most violent to their children. Don't get mad at me. It's just a fact. Now, for all my pro-black people out there who continue to keep jumping up in my comment section, talk about, well, why don't you talk about some white news? Talk about the white people. The white people do it too. Well, I tell you what, I'm going to give you a little dose of that. So here we are. We finally are doing white news. So I hope you guys are happy. But it's just so crazy that our black people still want to be intertwined in these stories. And apparently this woman is not smart enough to not do what her girlfriend told her to do, who is 3 years younger than her. 3 years younger than her, and she was convinced to set a 6-month-old baby on fire. For what reason? The reason doesn't even matter. It's beyond comprehension levels. But let's move on. She lied and said the 2 men knocked on the door, sprayed her in the face with pepper spray, ran off with her kid, and set her kid on fire. That doesn't even make any sense, nor does it follow any kind of logic. Anyway, the Shreveport Times reported that the mother at the time dialed 911 and told the operator that someone had taken her son. Within 90 minutes of the call to the police, they came and they were alerted to a fire at a nearby railway where they found the baby's body severely burned. And I actually have a video where it actually shows the smoke was still there and it was still just, the smoke was still coming off the ground. Now, investigators believe Smith took Levi to the railroad at Baker's request, poured gasoline over him, and set him on fire before going to work her shift at a nearby IHOP restaurant. Trailer parks, lesbians, and IHOP. Trailer parks, lesbians, IHOP. No man, and a 6-month-old baby boy. I'm wondering what the reason was. That's it. I just want to know an honest reason. But do you think that if they blame 2 phantom men for doing something that they did, do you think we'll ever get the real story? The real reason why she killed this kid? I don't think we ever will. We'll just have to, like, you guys will just have to post your comments and tell me why y'all think that they did this, okay? Now, the baby, again, was rushed to the hospital in critical condition only to fatally succumb to his profound injuries. The boy had suffered 2nd and 3rd degree burns over 90% of this little baby's body. Smith was arrested 4 days later and charged with 1st degree murder. Baker was also shortly after charged with murder. Now check this out. The mother says she was only with Smith for attention and money. So here's where the story gets crazy. Again, if you guys are watching, click that thumbs up. We got about 210 people. If you guys would, just click the thumbs up and that'll share our stream, okay? Now, during a preliminary investigation hearing in September 2018, a fire marshal told the judge that Barker and Smith were in a romantic relationship, with Smith more interested in pursuing a courtship than the mother. So that what they're saying is that the black woman had more of an interest in this white woman and the white woman didn't want that from her. However, her attorneys said that there was no way for prosecutors to prove the allegation, calling them false. Excuse me. Barker apparently told officials that she was only with Smith for attention and money and admitted to instructing her to kill baby Levi. Barker was on probation for drug offenses at the time, and it is said to have breached the terms of her agreement by having Smith stay inside of her home. The mother, Barker, was on probation for drug offenses at the time, and it is said to have breached terms of her agreement of her probation by having Smith stay inside of her home. Smith is scheduled to have a preliminary exam hearing on August the 23rd. Typically, such hearings happen before the defendant is indicted, as the purpose is to determine if there's enough evidence to proceed with the case, the Alexandria Town Talk reported. However, in granting the motion for the hearing, Judge Desiree Dice said Smith didn't have an attorney appointed for her until her August 2018 indictment. Baker's hearing occurred in September of 2018, and she was indicted the following month. The mother's trial has been tentatively scheduled for January 13th of 2020 coming up. So we're going to look for those videos. And prosecutors have also indicated they are likely to pursue the death penalty against Smith as well. So their lives could be over, rightfully so. Let's go ahead and get this fair use going, and I'll show you guys the news videos. A lot of these news videos are going to be very, very short, just to let you guys know. And again, thank you to everybody that's already clicked the thumbs up in support of this stream. Let's go. Federal law allows citizens to reproduce, distribute, or exhibit portions of copyrighted motion pictures, videotapes, or video discs under certain circumstances without the authorization of the copyright holder. This is called fair use. It is allowed for purposes of criticism, news reporting, teaching, and parody, which doesn't infringe of copyright under 17 U.S.C. 107.
We'll learn more tonight about the Natchitoches baby who died after being found in a fire Tuesday night. The baby's mother says the 6-month-old was taken from her home in the Mayberry Trailer Park after 2 men had had banged on her door and sprayed her with mace. Well, later officials found the baby in a fire burning next to some railroad tracks on Breda Avenue. He later died at a Shreveport hospital. As the investigation continues, the coroner's office tells KTBS that the cause of death is pending, and it could take up to a month for results of an autopsy to get back. Now, in the meantime, the family releasing details of the funeral. The boy's name, Levi Cole Ellerbe, and he was born just last December. He's survived by his parents, Billy Ellerbe Jr. and Marie-Nicole Barker. And
of course, the mother is now being prosecuted. But again, let's listen to the name of the father, because I know y'all asked who the father was.
Parents, Billy Ellerbe Jr. and
Billy Ellerbe Jr. is the father. So if you guys know him or anything like that, then like I say, if he sees this, feel free to share this story with him, okay? That we're doing this stream in support of him and his son and this injustice that's happened.
Marie-Nicole Barker. A visitation is set for 1 p.m. Friday at Southern Funeral Home in Winfield. The funeral starts at 2.
Now again, that's already happened. That part has already happened. Thank you to Will33 said, this is mental illness. Society or the people should fight to them back on the DSM. So to Will33, if you're listening, I want to thank you very much for the super chat, which that link is down there in the description box. Let me also say thank you to Manya, who is actually in the chat right now watching the show, and she hit us up by Cash App and sent me a nice message. So Manya, if you're listening, sweetheart, with the heart eyes, thank you very much. I definitely appreciate. I'm flattered. Thank you very much. Let's go ahead and keep this going. I got a few more videos to let you guys take a look at, okay?
Is staying in jail.
Let me turn it up a little bit.
Is staying in jail. A judge in Natchitoches Parish denying bond for Hannah Barker, mother of a 6-month-old boy who died after being found burned 2 months ago. She's charged with first-degree murder. She'd originally told police that 2 men took her baby boy. His body was found burned, and another woman is charged in the murder, but police say Barker is the principal of the crime.
Right, I agree, because it was her kid, and she put her son in that position.
We will not be able to see the court records in the cases of 2 Natchitoches Parish women accused of burning a baby boy to death. The Alexandria Town Talk reports that the records were sealed last week. Hannah Barker and Felicia Marie-Nicole Smith are charged with first-degree murder for the death of Barker's 6-month-old son, Levi Ellerbe. Detectives say that Barker told police that men had pepper sprayed her and then kidnapped Levi. But about an hour later, a driver reported a fire near Barker's home. Baby Levi suffered 3rd and 2nd-degree burns and later died. Prosecutors have said that Barker and Smith were in a sexual relationship and that Barker had asked Smith to kill Levi. Barker's trial set for later this month, Smith's in April.
Let's go ahead and keep this thing going. Let's see. I usually number my videos, so I'm going to try my best to not try to play the same ones over, okay?
KTBS 3 News has uncovered new information in the case of a 6-month-old child who was burned alive. Josh Rogers returns to the scene to learn exactly what led to the horrific death of this innocent baby. Wednesday at 9 and 10.
All right, let's go ahead and move on. Most of these are kind of short videos. Here we go.
The mother of a 6-month-old found burned to death in Natchitoches has been arrested in connection with her son's murder. Hannah Barker is charged with principal to first-degree murder in the death of her son, Levi Ellerbe. She told authorities that 2 people...
Okay, to answer your question, Princess is asking why the record's sealed. There's some things that are going to be sealed because they don't want some of the information to get out there until the actual trial starts. So that way, number one, for the jurors, they don't have this, what do they call it? They're not persuaded by public opinion based on the information that comes out. So that way they come into it not knowing anything. They present them the information that way that they can make a fair assessment as to what the fate should be of these two. So hopefully you kind of understand why sometimes they'll release the information and sometimes they won't, because it can actually cause the integrity of the case to degrade, okay?
People came to her home at the Mayberry Trailer Park on July 17th. She says she ran away after they sprayed her with mace. When she returned, her baby was gone. Levi was later found set on fire near a set of train tracks. Now, earlier this week, Felicia Marie-Nicole Smith was charged with first-degree murder in this case. Investigators say the two knew each other prior to the homicide.
That is a bad-looking mugshot. If y'all think that's a bad-looking mugshot, let me know in the chat. That is a horrible mugshot. That looked like they got that mugshot out of like the 60s or something. Am I lying? That is a horrible looking woman. I'm sorry, but it is. Jeez.
Well, in an update, the Natchitoches Parish Grand Jury indicts a mother on first-degree murder for the death of her baby, who was set on fire back in July. 23-year-old Hannah Barker allegedly conspired with 26-year-old Felicia Smith to kill 6-month-old Levi Cole Ellerbe. On August 30th, Smith was indicted on first-degree murder in the baby's death. She faces the death penalty or life in prison without parole.
I do agree. Who was that said that? Nikki said that jurors can be persuaded anyway, just listen to what they did. I agree with you, but at the same time, like you don't want to lie in court. And if they ask them, did they have any prior feelings about this beforehand, they have to be honest about that. So that's generally why they want to make sure that they don't, if they can hold on to some information, and sometimes you don't want to compromise the integrity of the information that you have or cause someone to be able to go out and change that information early. So, you know, they have their reasons for sealing certain things. So I'm not really, I don't really have a problem with that. Here we got 2 more videos left.
News at 5.
I like that. Big Timer 24 Gaming. Can we get a hashtag by Felicia in the chat? Everybody, hashtag by Felicia. Because this is by far one of the dumbest things I've ever seen.
Good evening and thanks for being with us tonight. I'm Dan Jovic.
And I'm Jackie Jovic. In tonight's top story, a 6-month-old baby is kidnapped in Natchitoches and later found with burn marks before being pronounced dead at a local hospital. Tonight, authorities search for those responsible for the heinous crime. NBC 6's Julius Kizzy joins us now live in Natchitoches with the latest on the investigation. Julius?
Well, Jackie, authorities found that baby in the woods right behind me, just beyond those train tracks. Like you said, the authorities found that baby with numerous burn marks on them, and little was pronounced dead at University Health in Shreveport. According to the Natchitoches Police Department, around 9 last night, 2 people knocked on a woman's door at the Mayberry Trailer Park here in Natchitoches. She told police When she opened the door, she was maced, and she claims she ran away from the attackers, leaving her child inside of that home, and when she returned, the child was gone.
She was pretty hysterical. You just have to think about a mother can't find her child and just worried after being attacked.
First and foremost, let me get you guys to understand how none of that, even if you tell me that story, it makes no sense. Hashtag by Felicia. Let me show you guys how that doesn't make any damn sense at all. First and foremost, why go to this particular trailer park home? Why would two men go to this particular trailer park home? Number one. Number two, why would she answer the door with her baby in hand? Okay? We're just talking about logic. Number three, why would they have mace in their hands? I want you guys to think about this. How many times would people kick in somebody's door and only have mace in hand? They would normally have some type of weapon. More times than none, they would have a gun. Right? If they're kicking in a door. Because you would have to expect that if you're kicking in somebody's door, they're more than likely going to be armed. Right? But even if that, who's going to carry mace and spray them in the face and hope that they can come in? They don't steal anything. They don't steal your TV. They don't steal your wallet, steal your purse, steal nothing that you got inside of this trailer home. But they take your baby. They don't take your baby in order to benefit from this baby. No, they're not stealing your baby to take this baby and benefit from it. What do? They supposedly take this baby to a forest, pour gasoline on this baby and set the baby ablaze, and then these random men just leave. This is what the police were expected to believe? Really? Let me know what you guys think in the chat. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe there are some people out here in the world that just do bad things to kids for no reason. But me personally, and us here at the AFC, we don't believe that. We're smarter than that. That's because we have eyes, we see something, we say something, and we follow logic. Shout out to my brother Tommy Sotomayor. We are people of logic. That is what we do. You can't just give us some bullshit and then expect us to believe your bullshit. Right? That does not happen, nor does it follow logic. These random men are not going to just kick in your house and just take a baby and take the baby and go burn it. Like, that doesn't make any fucking sense. What would be the point of that? So if you think about it like this, let's just say if they're crackheads, they're meth heads, or a drug debt or something like that, wouldn't these random men kill her and the girlfriend and the kid? They wouldn't just kill the kid. Maybe kill one or the other out of the girlfriends. Maybe set the house on fire. No, they didn't do any of that. They just take the baby and leave the woman that they just pepper sprayed in the face. That alone should be an arrestable offense for coming up with such a cockamamie story. Coming up with a stupid ass story should be a crime. Do y'all agree with that? I think coming out with a story that is dumb as hell should be a crime. Drinking a little bit of this 5-Hour Energy and my On Q filtered water, which is from the Eureka Water Company. I didn't even realize that. We used to get Eureka water delivered to us at my mom and dad's home. It was very, very good water, by the way. But I don't drink my 5-Hour Energy straight. I always dilute it in a whole bottle of water. It just doesn't make any sense at all. And then on top of that, I would love to hear from the biological father, okay? I would love to hear what his relationship was with his kid or with that woman. And I also want you guys to think about this. Remember, we're using logic. Think about this. This baby was only 6 months old. And this woman, the mother, let me get her name again. The mother Nicole Barker was already in a relationship with another human being within 6 months of her kid being born. It's something that Tommy talks about all the time when these women are switching dicks. And instead of choosing another dick, she chose a plastic one by way of Felicia Marie-Nicole Smith, the black woman who brought her mechanical penis with her into the relationship. Oops. Not a real one, but a mechanical one. It's funny. Let me not say that. That'll get me flagged. That'll get me flagged if I say what I was getting ready to say. I'm glad I didn't say what I was getting ready to say. You guys will have to subscribe to my Soto Outtakes channel. It looks exactly like this one. Instead of being the blue icon, it's the red icon. If you guys want to subscribe to that channel, I encourage all 235 of y'all to just subscribe to that channel. It's in the description box, the Soto Outtakes channel. As soon as we get a chance to go live over there, oh, your boy is going to be saying a whole lot of stuff over there. We're going to be addressing things that I would not address on this channel, right? We don't want to get flagged here. We've worked too hard to build this channel into something positive and to represent the children in a way that we know that these kids can't speak for themselves. So what do? We speak on their behalf. We're talking about pepper and salt, the dynamic between pepper and salt. Why is it pepper and salt instead of salt and pepper? Because these broads are doing things ass backwards. In less than 6 months, this woman is already not in a relationship with the man that she chose to have, that beautiful little boy by the name of Levi Cole Ellerbe, no, she wasn't with him. But she already got with this other female, Felicia Marie-Nicole Smith, who was 3 years older than her. Now you tell me that this woman did not have this kid for the benefits that she should could collect. I can't talk. Say that again. Tell me that the mother did not have this kid only for the benefits that she could collect from this kid. Hashtag babies for benefits. And thank you to the people that subscribe to that channel, by the way. Hashtag babies for benefits. That is the only reason that they are having these children, is because of what they can get from these children. Either they're getting it for child support, either they're getting it for housing, either they're getting it for food stamps, either they're getting it for a type of car voucher or something like that, either they're getting it for WIC, or they're getting it to have a proverbial noose around the man's neck so they can take and drag him around or choke him out. It is a proverbial noose. Babies are proverbial noose against these fathers just because they're hateful people. And misery loves company. You guys know this. So what they're doing is they're having these kids because the man don't want to have his kid by this woman, and she's like, you know what? I'm going to have this baby anyway. Just because I know it's going to make you miserable. Oh, and then the man turns around, and then he turns around, he loves the kid. Now he wants to be in the kid's life. And you know what she says? You know what? No, I don't even want that now. Now you like this kid? What? You actually like this kid? You actually want to be a father to this kid? You want to buy diapers for this kid and give him his first bath and actually have a legacy? No, we don't want that. Why would we want that? You want to be a productive father? You want to be a man? You want to be a man that steps up to the plate? No. No, sir. No, sir. We can't have Levi Cole Ellerbe with a father. No. Let's give him another mother. That makes a lot of sense, because that's what boys need in their life. 2 mothers. 2 mothers, by the way, that did not give a shit about this little boy. Any LGTB out there, don't get mad at me for what I said. Get mad about how these people are representing your movement and your cause. How about that? Don't get mad at the words that I'm using. Get mad at the fact that these people are using your movement and misrepresenting what you guys actually stand for. How about that? That's logic for you. Step outside of your feelings and look at something for what it is. Don't look at it as black and white. Don't look at it as women bashing, black women bashing, whatever bashing. Look at it as human adults have done something wrong to a human baby who cannot speak for itself, nor could it defend itself. What could a 6-month-old baby do to defend himself against his mother and her mother's girlfriend? Not one bad person, but two. Last time I checked, 6-month-olds can't even hardly walk, let alone speak.
She was in a pretty rough state.
Now, multiple law enforcement agencies were involved in the search for the 6-month-old, and the fire department was called out to check the mother out. Now, this investigation is still going. People trying to make peace of all this. Dan and Jackie, back to you.
All right, all very.
This is the last
Thanks,
video.
Bria. Police believe they've caught the person who kidnapped a baby boy and burned him to death in Natchitoches Parish. 24-year-old Felicia Marie-Nicole Smith is...
Guys, that is a horrible mugshot. First and foremost, Natchitoches, why are y'all taking black and white mugshot photos? That's just wrong in itself in the age of 2018, 2017, 2019, whatever year. If you've taken pictures in the past 20 to 30 years, you should have a color photo. Why do they have a black and white photo, and why does this look like it really came out of the backwoods of Natchitoches, Louisiana? Like, for real, this looks like it came out of, like, the slavery period. She looks like a runaway slave. That is a horrible mugshot of this gentleman. I mean, female. I mean, lesbian. I mean, whatever she is. Stud. I don't know what you call her. I'm confused. They're confused. Y'all are confused. This child was confused. Nobody knows how to make any sense of any of this.
24-year-old Felicia Marie-Nicole Smith is charged with first-degree murder. A news release from Louisiana Fire Marshal and Natchitoches Police say she was taken into custody Saturday, but offers no details about what led to her arrest or how she might be tied to the boy and his family. 6-month-old Levi Cole Ellerbe.
Martin, very good comment. That's funny. Have y'all ever watched the movie 12 Years a Slave? That's an excellent comment. It's absolutely funny. That's right on par. Very good comment.
But offers no details about what led to her arrest or how she might be tied to the boy and his family. 6-month-old Levi Cole Ellerbe was laid to rest on Friday. Levi was missing for about an hour last Tuesday evening. His mother says somebody knocked at her door and sprayed her with mace. She fled, and when she returned, Levi was gone. Police found Levi critically burned near railroad tracks. He died after being taken to the hospital.
Again, man, and I want to say, you know, to those random men that could have potentially gotten picked up, I'm going to tell you guys, that's a scary thing, because I'm going to tell you guys the way that the police work, okay? And shout out to my police people out there. Shout out to my brother, Relationship Rehab. I'm not trying to intertwine you with this story, but if you guys subscribe to Relationship Rehab's channel, he does amazing police breakdowns, okay? But shout out to my brother. Shout out to him and Tommy Sotomayor, okay? Let me say this. Police are very sensitive to whatever women tell them. We know this to be a fact based on how they react to men. More times than none, police are going to take a woman's word. That's why you also have the statistics that show you that the majority of the people that are in jail are men. They're going straight from school, straight to prison. This is also why they're building more prisons than they are schools. That is a fact. I don't know why women make it seem like that they're going through some type of struggle and the police are doing them wrong. No, they're not. No, they're not. Just because you can show me 1 or 2 videos of a police officer kicking a woman's ass, like that's supposed to be, okay, that's going to make up for the millions and millions of men that are in jail. That's not going to work. That's not going to work at all. Police believe women. Police are soft on women. So therefore, it's funny how you give women all of these advantages and they still find ways to fail. Isn't that crazy? They have every reason to succeed. I'm going to give you guys a perfect example. You guys want me to give you something that's really going to get me flaggied? I'm going to give you something that's really, really probably flag worthy. When you give women every opportunity to succeed and they still fail, can we get a hashtag, it's WNBA season? Is that going to get me flaggied? Is that going to get me flaggied? Quite possibly. That just might be the needle in the haystack right there. That you reach your hand in and that needle sticks you right in the finger. The WNBA has been financed by the NBA since its existence, I think 23 years now, 24, 25, a long time, since the early 2000s. Most of y'all didn't even know it was WNBA season, did you? Most of y'all didn't even know that the WNBA All-Star Game was only a few weeks ago. The reason I say that is because not only do they not have to bear the brunt of financing the league, paying the women, paying for the advertising, paying for the jersey, paying for the shoes, paying for the food, paying for the flights, paying for the coaches, paying for the trainers, paying for every damn thing that they got. The NBA finances everything and still cuts these women a check to play that women don't even watch them. And they still have not made a profit, even though they have not made a single investment in themselves. WNBA women will not even promote their own league. They don't promote it on their social media, nor are they required to. I think that if you are giving women something, they should be required to at least promote the thing that you're giving them. Damn. Ooh. Now, why am I talking about this? Because I'm pointing out that this story is related to the WNBA because these women had every opportunity to succeed, and it does not apply to all women. No, it does not apply to all women, but I'm telling you guys, it's too fucking many. Women get jobs a lot easier than men. Women can get government jobs a lot easier than men. Women do not have to bear the largest responsibility at work. Women do not have to pick up as many heavy loads as men for getting employed to do the exact same job title as men. Women are not held to the same level of accountability as men. And this is not a women bashing thing. We're just saying there's a difference. We're saying that women have a built-in advantage. People are more willing to deal with women, willing to be nicer to women, willing to be more understanding. Women have more opportunities and more cracks at success than anybody on earth does. In turn, and matter of fact, while we're at it, what color is this woman's skin? Since we want to talk about some privilege. Do we want to have that conversation? Where are my pro-blacks at in the chat? Do we have any pro-blacks in the chat? You guys are always talking about these people have a supreme advantage, right? I don't have to say it, but y'all know what I mean. Y'all are always talking about these people have a supreme advantage. Yet, where did this story occur at? In the freaking trailer park, in the swamps of Nacogdoches, or whatever it's freaking called, Louisiana, in the freaking swamps. This woman was poor. This woman was broke. This woman was destitute. This woman was dumb. This woman was uneducated. And this woman had a kid only for the benefits that she could collect from this kid. Either to hurt that man or because she felt like she was going to get something in return from the government. Otherwise, there'd be no other reason for this to have happened. If I'm wrong, then y'all tell me. What do you think the reason was that this happened? Because I want you to remember, it wasn't the girlfriend that came in, the black woman on the right. It wasn't her that came in and suggested this. It was the mother, the biological mother, who came in and said, I want you to do this heinous thing to my kid. And Dum Dum over there, Pepper over there, decided, you know what? That sounds like a great idea. I'm going to take you up on what you told me to do to your son. Then we're going to come up with a stupid lie about it. We will never know what Levi Cole Ellerbe could have been. He could have been the person to have taken Natchitoches and turned it into something positive. He could have been the mayor. He could have been a lawyer. He could have been anything. He could have been a freaking firefighter. That little boy could have been anything if you just give these children an opportunity. Holla if you hear me. If you guys would just give the children an opportunity to grow, thrive, and survive, I totally believe that they could be anything if you just empower the children. That's what the AFC is about. That is what we stand for. And I know a lot of people don't like it. I know a lot of people don't understand it. But it's really just that simple. My goal and my mission is to get people to understand and spread awareness for these children. That's it. Don't care about how I talked about them. Don't care about how I disparaged them. Don't care about the words that I used. Understand that actions speak louder than words, do they not? You've heard this before. I know you that's watching me right now. You've heard that before. So if actions speak louder than words, then why do you guys care about my words so much that you think that I shouldn't be saying them, as opposed to what two grown adult women did to this beautiful little boy with that beautiful little smile, and they wanted to take that smile off of his face for absolutely no reason. That little boy could not speak for himself. He could not defend himself, and he depended on his mother for every single thing that he got, and she took every single opportunity to ruin that little boy's life, probably to hurt the father. If the father is out there, sir, I would love to hear from you and hear your side of this story. Even in the midst of the trial, we just want to know, how did this relationship get this bad to the point to where this mother felt the need to be that freaking vindictive? I don't think that child deserved that. Not at all. I believe that all of our children deserve better. For those who have special needs, for those children, maybe there's nothing wrong with them. They're not challenged with anything. They just need to be nourished. They need to be fed. They need to be clean. They need to have some sleep. They need to have some peace of mind. For all children, they just need a chance. That's it. I don't do these stories in order to make you guys sad, make your heart hurt. All I'm doing is trying to spread awareness, and we're trying to spread love. That's what we're trying to do. Don't stop the movement of love, okay? Can y'all say that? Can anybody repeat that in the chat for me? Don't stop the movement of love. I like the way that sounds. This is a movement of love. Love for the most innocent of us. Love for the most defenseless of us. It's supposed to be children, women, men. We're putting women at the forefront, and that's not right. The children should be at the forefront. Because if you take care of the children, they will grow up to be good women and good men. If you want good men, you have to raise good boys. If you want good women, guess what you have to do? Raise good girls. You have to protect them, you have to care about them, and you have to respect them. Give children respect first. Stop being physical with your children. Children, you should stop corporal punishment, period. Stop corporal punishment. Stop hitting your kids. Learn a better way to be a parent. If you need tips, email me. I talk to people all the time. Email address is right here, thesotopodcast@gmail.com. And I've noticed that we've had a consistent amount of people here listening, and I don't want to take up any more of you guys' time, man. I really, truly appreciate you guys. If nothing else, I know a lot of you guys don't understand my message. Some of you will never understand my message. Some of you just don't like me. Some of you just don't like my beard, okay? I get it. Some of you just don't like me. You don't want the message coming from me, but I understand that, okay? Don't stop the movement of love. Not for me, not for our fans, not for the AFC, but for our country. You will not ever have a safe country until we start breeding the right mindset at home. Shout out to Bolo. I don't know if Bolo is watching. It starts at home. All of this, terrorism, mass shootings, crime, mindset. It starts at home. You have to give children love and respect first. Give it to them. Don't expect for them to give it to you if you didn't give it to them first. Offer love and respect for the children first. It will do this thing called reciprocate. It will reciprocate. The more love and respect you give out, even to adults, it should reciprocate. But we have to eliminate the bad mindsets and the bad stuff that's going on around us, and it has to start at home. Take care of your home, take care of your community, take care of your neighborhood, take care of your apartment complex, wherever it is that you guys are living, whether it's in a trailer park or whether you're living in the Hollywood Hills. The love still has to come from home first. If that love is bred in the home first, as soon as you go out into that world, it should reciprocate if everybody steps up to the plate and gives that love out. It takes a team effort, man, okay? Thank you guys so much for listening to the stream, man. I really appreciate you guys. This is your boy DJ Just Jay, man. I'm signing out. R.I.P. to this beautiful little boy, Levi Cole Ellerbe. He was only 6 months old. I would love to see Louisiana do what's best, in this case, by way of the little boy. Screw those women, lock them up, throw away the key, or ultimately do what you guys said that you're going to charge them with and charge them with the ultimate penalty under law. That's the way I see it. Thank you guys for listening. We're going to cut the stream right there, man.